Hello, my name is Eric McKenna. I'm a software engineer. I've been a team lead and a senior software engineer here for a number of years for my last employer, Optoro. I helped build large scale backend systems with them. Um, I enjoy doing data optimization, performance, handling performance issues, working with APIs, um, and most recently, while I've taken some time off, I've been looking into integrating LLMs into kind of my workflow and kind of experimenting with them and just seeing like what type of capabilities they have. Um, for that, I'm just going to show you a couple things. Here's my my basically my GitHub portfolio site, and I've got a bunch of stuff on here, just mostly resume stuff. But from the projects that I've kind of picked up the last couple of about the last 2 months, I've done about 4 or 5 different projects. Most either generated with AI or generated and using parts of different APIs that are available from those providers. So this morning I'm just going to do just preview 2 of them. Sort of. The first one here is this flashcards app, and what I did here was I needed a way to kind of. I was going through the interviews, and I was, there were some things that I was missing, and so I just like my son who is starting middle school, we started doing flashcards for certain things. So I just kind of took that, and I've done flashcards in college and stuff like that, and just kind of worked with it to help me remember like things like the solid principles and things like that. I just didn't recall the exact definitions for those things. But anyway, so what I've got here is I worked with Claude and we kind of generated a bunch of stuff and generated markdown files that were the kind of the data for the site, and then that would actually let me just show it real quick. That might be a little bit easier to kind of explain it. These are all deployed to Versal, more or less, and so like I was mentioning, the solid principles here. There's cards. Each card is kind of a portion of a markdown file, and the markdown file there's a script that creates a JSON file that then can be read by this, and it's like each one of these is just a different way to me. So this would allow me to kind of work on my phone. If I was out somewhere doing something, I was like, well, let me have these 5 minutes because I've been getting into the micro learning stuff too. And you can see that there. So that's pretty simple. This was just mostly using Claude to kind of generate these things, and I also wanted something I did want to have a dedicated app for. Let's see here. Our other thing here is my I've got 2 of them here. I'll show the Make a Coffee one, but briefly, the Constitutional Compass is just an app that I created. This is my first one that I did, and what it does is let me just show it real quick. You start a quiz, and then you can pick different aspects of it, and it gives you, it generates dynamic questions using Gemini for based on the Constitution, which is pretty. I kind of wanted to pick a decent, just a kind of neutral subject matter. Let's see here, generate some questions. So and it goes through its 10 questions, right to free speech, First Amendment, and so then it kind of keeps a score. True. Gives some explanation about which amendment protects the unreasonable series of searches. I believe that's Fourth Amendment. But anyway, so there's this. There was. Is this going to do? Yeah, so it had some sort of. Had the idea that we'll see how parts of the country go, and this was kind of like a short dive into like, well, let's look at the data that I'm collecting, which isn't much. It's just kind of region and score and stuff like that, and then where, how does that distribute? And I just want to kind of show a little bit something for that on the metric side of that. And then there's the like I said, the questions here were generated via Gemini request. Let's see where there are. There's first one is a little bit different. They're basically creating endpoints that are specific to that. Let's see where it generate questions. You can see this here. If you can read that, make that a little bit bigger. Take that away. It's in here. No, it's not there. Kind of took some of this out. So we took the prompt. There we go. So this is the Gemini prompt that it creates. Generate exactly 10 quiz questions. Use these sources. So this is kind of prompt generation, prompt skill. Yeah, prompt crafting. So that's kind of, and this gets sent to Gemini, and then do I have a thing? Get read into? I guess it was here. Export. Where's the actual? Here is that it? Client, yeah, client models. Because I was gonna. The idea was to use some other models. You can see it here. Well, not actually for this one. That I'm getting ahead of myself. So this one was just strictly Google Gen AI. One of the big issues I had when doing this with Claude is it kept trying to use older versions of packages that it had examples for, I guess it could find. So that was kind of a hiccup there. It took me a little bit to kind of force it to actually use the most recent current after providing the Google Docs for it. And then finally we have, well, that's this one. This is our Make a Coffee app, which is kind of a play on the team building exercise of creating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich through directions. There's some hints here, and so for this, we did. So it's just simply it takes these prompts, sends them off, creates an image for each prompt, and then displays them as a directions card or something like that. So if you did like pick out our beans, and then we grind those beans. Let's see, put beans in a filter, and then put beans in a filter, and then pour water over them. And then let's see, let's just pour water. I'll do this. Strain into a mug for drinking. I probably should have. Okay, then just do funds, not dev mode. Okay. So it's what is it doing here? Why is it doing dev mode? Oh, I exceeded too many. So it's actually giving me an error because I exceeded too many testing this morning. That's kind of funny. So, but anyway, so if these were images, and some of the ones that I had on I guess the README, check the README is here. And so this is kind of an example of what this is one that was generated, and this was using the chaos version of the chaos parameter. And so yeah, you can see it generates images. Here it's the default images. Well, this is the when it can't get it falls back to using SVGs to generate it, and you can see it here. Like this is what the sample output would be if it could actually reach it. I tried to for the code here. I can't believe I actually hit the limit. All right, when I'm doing the demo. Let's see. For this one, I did try to do different providers, but Gemini, you have to have a paid account. Deep API, you have to have a some sort of payment for credits on your account, but Hugging Face has a free tier, and that's the one I ended up using. Gemini worked for a little bit with creating SVGs, but it was not great. So I'm still kind of working on it. Maybe eventually, if I can get some, if I get some spare cash to play around with it, I'm gonna actually pay for one and then kind of add it in there. But anyway, that's all I have for that. Sorry that didn't work, but let's see. For me, again, I'm Eric McKenna, and I hope that I didn't take up too much of your time, and I hope this was informative. And then again, if we end up talking and you have any questions, please just ask me. So again, thank you very much, and you guys have a great day.